For today's Grimm adventure, we're spending the day at the Petersen Automotive Museum seeking out some of the most famous picture cars from your favorite movies and TV shows. Just a heads up, this is my first time visiting this museum and I'm honestly a little sad. You see, I really wanted to see the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters, but sadly it is not here right now. Just like every museum in the world, exhibits come and exhibits go, they change things out. And the Ecto-1 is not here. But that's okay, because they got some really, really cool stuff that we're going to take a look at today, including Christine.
Okay. Show me.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. A bad luck's always coming my way.
Look how massive that thing is. The Tesla Semi. Now this is my first time seeing this thing in person and wow. Now, of course, we're here because of the picture cars from some of our favorite movies and TV shows, but you can't deny the amount of history that's in this building. So with that being said, we are also going to take the time to just kind of showcase a few of the most interesting historical cars that they have here, especially down in the vault. They're letting us take our camera down into the vault. This is a big deal. Now, since the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters is no longer here, it's not on display, we beelined straight over here to the corner to the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Man, this is cool. With any picture car, they always make a couple different ones because you never know what's going to happen. This one right here, in case you want to know, is what's known as the A car. And you can actually see the letter A right there on the inside of the door. For all you Terminator fans out there, here's the 2018 Skynet Moto Terminator, driven in Terminator Salvation in 2009.
Moto Terminator!
Just looking at it, does have a H.R. Geiger feel to it, doesn't it? A little bit of Alien. Here's Boris's bike from Men in Black 3. That's pretty grotesque. It's awesome, but grotesque.
Far out, man.
If you want to keep that, I wouldn't.
Make love, not war.
I prefer to do both.
Closer look at this thing. How freaking amazing is this? Can you imagine seeing this on your driving down the road? Here's another otherworldly means of transportation from Men in Black 3, what's known as the monocycle.
You have these in the future? No. Get off. Keep driver settings at 0 gain. Balance pitch and yaw with short bursts on the center stalk between 80 and 100 PSI.
Yeah, I didn't understand any of that.
All right, here's another one of my all-time favorite cars from any movie. from Batman and actually Batman Returns. Now, when I was growing up, I wanted this car so badly. I mean, Batman 1989 was and still is my jam. By far the best Batman movie ever made. Look at that thing. I just want to get inside it and go around town. Even the bat wings on the back of the car. Man, I got chills. Over here in the corner, got a couple more. We got the BMW used in Mission Impossible's Ghost Protocol. And right next to that, the Mystery Machine from the 2002 movie, Scooby-Doo. I like the Scooby-Doo
movies. The only thing I like better than an eggplant burger is a chocolate-covered eggplant burger.
With hot sauce. Ra-cha-cha-cha.
They even have Kit here from the TV show Knight Rider. The talking car. I'm not gonna lie, if Kit started talking to me right now, I'd probably lose it.
I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, a Kit if you prefer.
Next up, we have the Mustang Eleanor from the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. Man, that's nice. This black vehicle right here is a 1931 Mercedes 770 replica. It was driven in the movie Red Notice. Right next to it, this blue car is from the movie Black Panther. And then right over here, and we can't get back to it because there's something that's autographed, but right over here is this car from Starsky and Hutch. They even have a full-scale model of Lightning McQueen from the movie Cars. This place is beyond amazing, but trust me when I tell you that the real magic is in a place in this museum known as the Vault. That is where you want to go. In order to get to the Vault, you need to have a special ticket. Let's see, this way to the Vault. Let's see, signs that say go down. Oh man. Now, because I got a wristband. Now, since I am here as press, I had to ask them if I had access to the Vault, and they said, yes, you pretty much have free reign of this entire place. My knees are shaking. I'm excited. It's so quiet down here. I can hear somebody speaking ahead, and there's a sign there that says Vault to the right. This is insanely cool. Typically, you're not allowed to film down here, but they're letting me do it today. Obviously, no touching the cars, no walking in between the cars. Well, honestly, unless it's a car that was seen in a movie or a TV show or a music video, I don't know anything about it. But this is kind of cool. It's got a plaque that says Junkyard Dog, 1959. Now, there's some interesting things down here. A few things that are covered with plastic, but I saw this over here. Like, what on earth is this? It's like a pyramid meets a tanning bed. Some sort of concept car. Look at that. I've never seen anything like this before. All right, this is kind of cool. I feel like I'm walking through some treasures here. The Golden Dream Car, 1981. The plaque says that this stylish DeLorean debuted in 1981 as the first car, the first DeLorean car. And it's gold. Let me back up so you can get that whole thing in. That's like, my mind is blown. I'm not like really a car guy, but this kind of makes me want to be a car guy.
This is Hollywood Row here at the Petersen Automotive Museum. First of all, George Barris did in 1966 a couple of Batman vehicles. There's the Bat Cycle from the Batman the movie with a go-kart on the side. It's a Yamaha motorcycle with a go-kart that actually separates so Robin can ride on his own. This, of course, is the iconic 1966 Batmobile. It's originally a 1955 Lincoln Futura, a concept car that didn't pan out. George Barris pays $1 for the original. This is a replica that is owned by ventriloquist comedian Jeff Dunham. And that original, in 2014, went for $4.6 million at the Barrett-Jackson auctions in Arizona. So that's what you call a return on investment. 1947 Chevy Fleetmaster. Interestingly enough, the #1 selling car on the road in 1947, but this was used in The Two Jakes, the sequel to The Great Chinatown. This was Jack Nicholson's car. Here's a Gene Winfield build, one of the great builders of all time here in Hollywood. It's on a Volkswagen Beetle chassis. It is from Blade Runner. We have a Corvair, as Ralph Nader would say, unsafe at any speeds. This is a 1966 air-cooled Corvair. It was owned by Tim Allen. One of actually our only James Bond car. We used to have a great exhibit here, but this is owned by the Petersen. It is in 2002, it's the XKR Jaguar, one of 8 used. It's actually from the ice chase scene on ice, where James was being chased by the bad guy. In this car, obviously, the devices that can be used to stop Mr. Bond, but Jaguars don't do well on the ice, and this has a Ford Explorer chassis. One of the great gag gifts of all time, when you have a sense of humor like Bob Hope did, and you have access to George Barris in Toluca Lake, California, a part of North Hollywood on Riverside Drive, which is where Mr. Barris's shop was, you hit him up for this commissioned birthday gift, which is a 1900 Overland covered wagon, the Texas Bull Spit Scraper, and I cleaned that up, because it spreads manure. And Bob Hope used to joke with his old friend John Wayne that, John, your movies are crap. So this was a gift to 6'4" John from Bob Hope. I don't think John actually rode in it, though it does have a small block V8 engine in it. If I said the words, "Sit down, Waldo," to you, would you know what I'm talking about, you Gen Xers? From Van Halen's movie video, Hot for Teacher, this is Hot for Teacher. 1971 De Tomaso Pantera had, with a 351 Cleveland engine, designed with the help of Carroll Shelby, it had mechanical troubles. That was the reputation it was known for. Elvis had this, and one afternoon he got in a fight with his girlfriend at the time, Linda Thompson, jumps in the car, and, well, it won't start. So he does what any good amateur mechanic would do. He shoots it 3 times. Has the bullet holes still in it. Another George Barris build. It's customized. It's a 1965 Mustang from the Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin starring vehicle, Marriage on the Rocks. And Nancy Sinatra was in it. This was the car she rode for only about 5 seconds in the movie. But being a Sinatra car, it's got cocktail accoutrement in the back. The Shagmobile from Austin Powers 2. It actually helped Volkswagen Beetle sales. They hadn't been selling convertibles for a while, so it helped their sales, and it helped Austin with a great dance number. This is a movie star. This is 1979 Volkswagen Transporter Type 2 bus. It was, well, 68 miles an hour top speed. In the movie, it was pushed to get started from Little Miss Sunshine. Here's a 1951 RKO Studio camera car. Before that, the movies, whenever you were driving, it was the backdrop was moving and you were just pretending to drive. And now all of a sudden you can trick out this Chrysler with flaps on the side, and you can get them with cameras, and all of a sudden you're on the move. So it's an advancement in filmmaking. A 1976 Stutz Blackhawk De Italia. De Italia is the convertible model. It's basically on a Pontiac Grand Prix chassis with a Virgil Exner nose here, Virgil Exner design. He loved the forward look. But leather seats, gold trim, tire embossed on the trunk. This was Elvis's. But Elvis may not have had much time to ride in it because he died in '77. He gifted it to Evel Knievel. Evel, eventually, it wound up in the hands of Wayne Newton. And the Petersen Automotive Museum has since said Danke Shane and accepted it. A replica done by Gotham Garage. This is Speed Racer. Had the movie done better, we might be riding in these things on the road. It's got a Corvette chassis. TV Star, 1982. Ferrari 308 GTSI, Magnum PI. You can't have the roof up because Tom Selleck's head would actually hit it. 6'4". They had to lower the seat all the way and pull out the rails and stuffings just so he could fit. From Magnum PI, of course. This is Gotham Garage on Netflix. That's Car Masters, TV show on Netflix. It's a Virgil Exner, oh, it's a 1960 Plymouth Exner, done by Virgil Exner, a concept car, one of one, and this is a replica. The original is owned by a sheik somewhere, I'm told. 1966 Ford Thunderbird. This is from Thelma and Louise. It's the beauty car. Notice there are no side mirrors or windshield wipers, because basically it's now being, the car is another advancement in filmmaking. The car is being pulled along a flatbed on the highway, and it can look like they're actually driving with the road going by behind them, but they've tricked out the car to make that cab a studio. So you've got cameras and it's mic'd up. You cannot have chrome reflecting light into the cameras. So that's the beauty car. The hero car is the one that went over the cliff and is shot from a distance. This is a stunt car from 1958 Plymouth Fury from Christine. Don't get her angry. Martin Sanchez actually realized the stunt car had been damaged the least. One of two stunt cars, and he took parts from the other 22 cars that were completely destroyed in the movie, and he used those parts to completely restore it, and we are lucky to have it here at the Petersen. That is basically the entire row here in the vault of Hollywood cars. Thank you for tuning in.
Let's take a look at some of these monster cars along the back wall. And what I mean by monster cars is this. What you're looking at right now, this purple car, is a 1950 Studebaker known as Frankenstude. It's beautiful, right? But check this Grimm Life collective vehicle out over here. Jessica and I, we need this car. It's a 1968 Cadillac known as Cadzilla. This is 100% us. We gotta be driving around Hollywood in this thing. There's the both of them together. Right over here, we have a 1964 Chevy Impala known as the Gypsy Rose. Look at that paint job. This freaking thing is beautiful. Right next to that, this bluish and green one is a 64 Impala known as the Legacy. And this one over here does not have a name tag, so I can't really give you any information on this. But they're beautiful, right? So this car right here, this black car, it says fit for a prince. It's a 1939 Bugatti Type 57C by Van Voren. Now what makes this the crown jewel? This was built specifically, so it's a one of one. And it was a gift from the French government to the Prince of Persia. Look at this thing. Talk about wow factor. So here's the placard about it. And what's really cool about this, here's the Prince of Persia preparing to take the car for a drive. An actual photo. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another Grimm adventure, this time visiting the Petersen Automobile Museum. I guarantee you we'll be back, especially whenever they start bringing in some of the more stranger cars when it has to deal with horror movies. And I gotta come back and see the Ecto one from Ghostbusters. Till next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.